What's up, guys? Alec Ankiri here, and welcome to vlog number 30. On the menu for today is strict press doubles, pause dips, and dead hang chin-ups. I'm currently strict pressing twice a week. One day is a bit heavier, and I'm doing a bunch of singles. The other session, which is the one shown here, is a little bit lighter, and I'm doing 6 to 8 sets of clustered doubles. So what I'm doing here is, I'll hit the first rep, rack the bar, rest for about 10 to 15 seconds, and then I'll hit the second rep. After that, I rest for about 1.5 to 2 minutes, and then I move into the next cluster. In this particular session, I'm working with 162.5 pounds, and in the next week or two, I'll jump up just 2.5 pounds and repeat the same workout a couple times with 165 pounds. For this strict press training cycle, I'm really going to try to make use of my 1.25 pound baby plates because of all the compound barbell lifts, the strict press is really probably the one that is going to stall the quickest and most easily. And the fastest way to halt your strength progression here is to increase the weight on the bar too quickly. It needs to be coaxed along patiently and slowly. Even just 5-pound increases on this exercise are actually quite significant. Now, a couple of you have been bitching at me after I posted these last few overhead press videos that what I'm doing is not really a strict press, and it's not full range of motion, and blah blah blah. But here's the thing, I really don't care. Am I using a micro-cock-sized stretch reflex before these reps? Yes, there's no denying it. Is the bar resting on my clavicles before each press? Considering a blind man can see that it's not, I'm not going to try to deny that one either. Now, to my knowledge, there's only one federation currently in existence in the United States, which is where I live, that contests the press in competition under a standardized set of rules. And it says quite explicitly in their rulebook for performance of the lift that the bar need not rest on the shoulders before the start of the lift. It simply needs to be in a position below the chin. Nor does their rulebook preclude the use of a slight stretch reflex prior to initiation of the actual press. So, seeing as how that's how the lift is currently contested, anyone crying about these nitpicky details can kick rocks. And honestly, as far as the minute stretch reflex goes, whatever, dude. It's there. It lets me lift a little bit more weight, and that's the end of the story. I want to press 225 pounds over my head without using any leg drive. That's my goal. If and when I accomplish this goal, the lift will be performed in the same fashion you see me performing it here. I'm training this lift because I like it, it's fun to do, it looks badass, and it creates a strong and balanced shoulder girdle. I'm not comparing myself to anyone else at it, or claiming to be better at it or stronger at it than anyone else who's doing it. So I'm going to continue to do it my way and chase my goals, and you can either follow along or not. Enough ranting for one day. These presses went pretty well, I would say. This is only about 87% of my current 1 rep max, so it shouldn't look too bad anyway. Some of the second reps were a little bit slow, but I think that's good because it's a little bit of a different stimulus, and I've been fighting through them well and learning how to hold good form even when the bar slows down a great deal. An issue I used to have on this lift was having the bar become quite tilted and uneven as I would struggle to break my way through the sticking point, quite possibly due to a previous shoulder injury from many years ago, along with years of playing tennis and serving thousands of tennis balls overhead, which likely led to some muscular imbalances in my shoulder girdle because obviously I only ever used my left arm to serve tennis balls because I'm left-handed. Now, I recently sustained another nagging shoulder injury last year, which kind of screwed up my bench press technique for a long time, and was still creating some issues there as recently as last month, I think, but peculiarly enough, that doesn't seem to be causing me any problems on these presses. And in fact, my overhead press technique seems to actually be greatly improved from the last time After the presses, I moved on to pause dips and dead hang chin-ups. This was the very first session where I experimented with pause dips, so I wanted to do a little ramp up to a heavy set of 3 and see what I was capable of. I also decided to go ahead and do most of my chin-ups from a dead hang during this session as well, but that was an audible that I kind of made like mid-session, so not all of the reps are done that way. My heavy dips and chins, though, have begun to suffer these last few weeks from the accumulation of months and months of brutal volume and heavy work, and I've been getting some tenderness around my elbows, so I decided it was time to decrease the external loading a little bit. but I wanted a way to still get in a solid training effect. Eventually, a true deload will be in order, but for the time being, I think these pause and dead hang reps are a fantastic variation on my primary exercises. The pause dips especially, I really enjoyed. I had no idea how I would do with these and what kind of weight I would be able to move, but I have to say, they felt pretty damn good. The hardest part about them for me seems to be just holding myself up in the stretched out bottom position during the pause and not letting myself sink too deep while I'm just hanging out there. Exploding out of the bottom like this should help me build some great power through the pecs and deltoids. The thing that really struck me about doing the dips like this, however, was how much they helped clean up my form. To date, my biggest issue with regular dips is that sometimes as I bounce my way out of the hole, I kind of bounce towards one shoulder or the other in a somewhat uncontrolled fashion, and I have a hard time finding the most efficient path in general. With these pauses though, all those issues seem to be rectified. I don't think I once exploded out of the hole during this session in a crooked fashion, and my line from the bottom position to the transition onto the triceps and through to the lockout was smoother than ever. So that's really good stuff. And the cherry on top was that not only was my form better and overall joint stress reduced from the pausing, but I barely lost any strength either. My best triple on dips up to this point is with 165 pounds. And in my very first session here, I managed to do 3 pause dips with 140 pounds. And they were pretty damn decent pauses if you ask me. That's clean work, and I'm really happy with it. The chin-ups weren't too shabby either. I didn't push these too hard because my elbows really felt like they needed a break on this day, and I can feel that my maximum strength has dipped a little bit, no pun intended. So I just wanted to get in a few clean dead hang triples with 90 pounds, just to get in some good work on the exercise without banging myself up much further. Once I got going though, I ended up taking a couple small jumps and knocking out one triple with 95 pounds, as well as a final set with 100 pounds. So that's not too bad. My all-time best triple on chin-ups is with 120 pounds. So 3 relatively easy dead stop reps with 100 pounds is a pretty good start. Anyway, I think that's about all I got for now, guys. This ended up being a long one, but I hope you enjoyed it. I'm back from my travels now, so I'll be ready to roll out some more informative content in the next few days and get things back on track. Please be sure to like the video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and as always, if you enjoy the content I produce, please share your favorite stuff somewhere, and together, let's make hashtag Project100K a reality. Other than that, if you're interested in online coaching, shoot me an email at ankiri.elite@gmail.com and I can pass some more information your way. But things are looking up, guys. The channel is growing, my business is growing, training is going well, and my body is rested and ready to kick some ass. I just got to keep building momentum. Keep training hard, and I will catch you guys next time.